Welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored. And today I am joined by the French reality star Jazz Correia.
Hi. Yep, that's it, baby.
Welcome. Well, we are friends and first and foremost, but you are known as like the Kim K of France. And I've got to say, today you're not disappointing me, got to be honest. And you have a show called The JLC Family. So this is season
7.
Like, I mean, that is a long, well, how many years have I done on reality TV? 6. So I'm one behind you. That is a long time to survive. But having said that, this is your family.
Yeah, it's completely crazy because having TV shows when you're with many friends, it's something. But when it's with your family, it's a little bit more crazy and touchy because whatever is going to pop out is like your true life. And it's sometimes painful, it's sometimes joyful. So it's like a different type of emotions, but you just have to go through everything that goes after the show, like on social media, what people are going to say about your mom, your dad, your kids, your sisters. So you take it really more personally.
You have now, so this is 7 years. Is it 7 years or two? How many years have you been
7
actually
years.
filming?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So, for me, I mean, my first show, I had my family on it. So I do understand there's different buttons to push, right? That my family could trigger me more than my, castmates. But, you guys have survived as a family, brought up your children. Has it ever been times where you didn't think you were going to make it, you and Laurent?
Many times when you mix the celebrity side plus the lifestyle that's changing plus kids in the middle, and especially being young, was so difficult. Like many times I thought we're going to divorce. Many times like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm done with the show, I'm done with him, I can't survive anymore with all this pressure on me. So it's quite difficult, really.
Take me back. So Laurent, you were already quite well known in France. Is that?
Yeah, correct. I was doing like normal TV reality shows before knowing him.
Yes, and he's younger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have so much in common. So he was younger than you, and you brought him into your world, and which is very similar to what happened with Sergio and I. Sergio had obviously never done TV when he met me, and I was on the middle of my break. Do you feel like, you have sort of, I feel like I sort of molded and built Sergio into the man I needed him to be?
I had the same feeling before, that I completely custom made Lawrence on TV and guided him everywhere and brought him to be successful, like on celebrity timing. He had his own job, but on the side, this is what pushed him even more. And with time, it came really difficult because I could see all this thing going around him where people were surrounding him. And I was like, oh, I'm losing it. Like, this is getting weird because he was here because somehow I made him and now he is himself. So that's pretty cool. But it did bring some bad times.
Insecurity in you?
Completely insecurity in me. All these, like, of course, gorgeous, beautiful girls coming around him because he's a young man, he's successful, he's beautiful, and now he's famous. So this is like literally everything that could attract a girl.
So we had this. So Laurent was what age when you met him?
When he had his first child, we were 21.
21. I mean, which is Sergio was 24.
Yeah.
But like 21 is even more of a baby. And I guess in another way, I always say Sergio had, from being in Real Madrid, he actually had he was used to sort of the fans and fast cars and things like that. They literally gave them all of that when they go into a soccer team like that, right? So, I guess he had more experience, so he didn't go as nuts. But I always think, it's very important for a young guy to go a bit nuts before they experience something like that or end up in a relationship.
Yeah, you're right.
Which Laurent, I guess, has never had to do. It's like a kid in a candy store, really.
Exactly.
And he is a good-looking man. But I do sort of, I think the reason I was drawn to you guys is by looking at your page and like the family. I get why people follow you because you have the perfect little family and, and I like that, you sort of open yourself up to show people, oh, yes, it is, but it's also not as easy as it looks.
Exactly. And I think that's what made us quite loved in France, is because usually in any type of TV reality shows, women like show only the best. They hardly show the bad sides of a true relationship. But I think that in every couple, there is many stuff that go up and down. So it's quite tough to do it, and this season even more, because we're like literally talking about everything. But it should just be done, and hopefully that some women will find themselves in this and understand that even if you have from outside a perfect life, you're very happy, and I have beautiful kids, and my house is beautiful, everything, but you have struggle times too.
So what would you say is the darkest time you experienced with Laurent so far?
The darkest time?
Yeah.
I think probably when I stopped doing the GLC family, and that we came a little bit back to a normal life, and suddenly he lost it. He was like, I don't know, he was like looking for something that we didn't have, and this sort of freedom style. But anyway, like you said, we're friends and you know a lot about him, and he is like always looking for freedom, and that's something that I did not accept, because for me, I'm more like Sergio. I just think that we should be top-in twins and be always stuck together. So that made a massive distance between us at one point.
I mean, I think what I saw in Laurent, well, you know, I don't like to be controlled. That's something else. But when I spoke to him, I understood differently, as you know. I thought a lot of women can be controlling if you're jealous, if you don't want the man to go out, or the woman, by the way. And, you know, Sergio is someone I'm used to having, you know, my own freedom, getting up when I want to go, doing things that I want to do. Doesn't mean, you know,
that you don't love him.
What?
That doesn't mean you don't love him.
No. And I think you know, that's what I thought. I think what happens with someone like Laurent, because he's young and he's experienced a lot of money very young and soon, and fame. Like, I mean, I think for those of you that don't know, because, you know, a lot of my listeners are US, Australian. But, you know, if you follow them or you see the JLC family, you know, in France, they go crazy for you, right? It's like, I mean, insane. We are on a huge show in America, but it's like, America's massive. Yeah. So we get like really nice levels of fame, but we don't get like this when you land. Yeah. And when you land, I think, you know, France is quite a sort of small place like that. They go nuts for you. So it's a very different level of fame that you experience.
Yeah, because in France, we don't have this much even celebrities. In America, you have many famous people. Yeah. For us, it's very small. So when they find someone that they see on TV or they listen in the music, they just go insane. You just literally arrive in the airport, it's full. You walk in the shop, everyone follows you. You don't have any normal life at all. And I didn't realize that, because when I started doing the GLC family, I was living in Dubai already. So I was just doing my seasons here. And then when I went back, I was like shocked. Mobbed. What the hell is this?
I think people don't understand that too, because I've always done that. Every TV show that I've ever done, I haven't lived where I filmed it. And it wasn't till I literally landed back in wherever it was that you remember you're famous, really. Yeah. Because especially in the Middle East, first of all, they don't have paparazzi. Second of all, they don't really know international celebrity like that. They have local ones. They know the main top ones, but they don't really have any way of viewing these shows. Yeah. So I think we get most celebrities that move here move for a different kind of life, which is what you had. And I think looking at what you were saying about you and Laurent, what's interesting is obviously, I equate it to being a soccer star, right?
Yeah.
You're used to this intensity of adrenaline running because you've got camera crews, you've got to be here, you've got to be there. And then suddenly you're off and no one's telling you what you have to do or the show or there's nothing to do. And suddenly you kind of just, drop. You get bored. You don't know what to do next because we have always lived in a very high octane life. It's not a normal life in any way, shape or form, which is good and bad. For me, I burnt out a bit, took 7 years off and came back. Yeah. You've taken a year?
No, more than that, nearly 3.
Nearly 3? Well, same thing. So, and now you're back. And I think, by the way, that's the best thing you could have done too.
Yeah.
for your.
Completely. I just think I needed this like massive break, and in another way, I needed to put it back on. So maybe we lost a bit of ourselves. You know, it's really weird when, like you're saying, you're used to a life that is not a normal life actually, but just being up and down and be followed by cameras and always talking about your life, and then suddenly you're back to a normal life, and it just seems a bit boring. For me, it was like, okay, cool. It's like we relax, but I felt for Laurent, he was like, okay, this can't be my life. I don't like standing and just doing nothing and waiting for the time to fly. So he went all in this stuff about, he loves skydiving, he loves the working, meeting people. And I'm less meeting people, by the way. So it did, like, it does make our lives really different and really weird when you're from this celebrity person always working to, okay, what should I do tomorrow?
Yeah, and you also don't know, like, I mean, I guess if you start a show like that from 21, that forms your personality. Because I know when we do our shows, we are ourselves, don't get me wrong, but you're a caricature of yourself.
Yeah, I've always been a character of myself in a way, like you are yourself, but you have your, let's say, your mask on. And that's why I decided on this season to break it all down. It means like saying and no control, zero control. Before I was controlling what we're doing, what we're saying, who we're seeing. And I just said, okay, this time I'm only putting involved my close family, my close friends. And then I'm just going to be open, not think about what are people going to say when they see me, how they're going to judge me, how is it when I'm going to go back to Cannes this summer? Am I going to be crowded or not? I'm just like, okay, day by day, just say everything like you would be with your friends, open it, and then or they love it or they don't. But at least I did, in my head, finish. I'm always saying in French to them, this is the last season of the GLC or the first one of the 10 years to come. It means they have to accept me as I am, and I don't want to hide anymore behind these screens, just saying that everything is perfect when life is not perfect.
So, you know, where you are now today, and Laurent being the way, is he's, you know, do you feel like he's coming back to you, or do you feel like he's still like searching?
I think he's back to himself, not for actually back to me, but I feel that he's trying his best to get back to himself and be the man that he has never been. Like he knows now. He said something beautiful to my mum last night, saying, "Listen, I want you to forgive me. I would have never accepted if someone was like mean to my daughter, and I have been quite mean sometimes, and I was just lost." He said, "I don't know how to love people, and I'm learning now how to love people." And I had no idea what is good or bad really in life. I was quite selfish on myself. Like I'm just thinking about me, don't care about the others. So I think he's getting back to himself and trying to be the best version of him. But at the same time, I am trying to accept that he is different of me and that I can't control him, and I can't also be on him all the time. If he needs his own privacy, his own life, well, just take it, and I just have to find my own self because I don't think I have loved myself these 8 last years. I've been Jazz from TV, so you're Jazz on TV, and then in my own life I've been Jazz trying to make Laurent stay next to her and not move. So when did I love myself? I didn't. I was just in something like a kid's movie, you know? My head was not concentrated on life, that if I want to be loved, I should love myself too.
Check out our travel ebook where we have made all the mistakes for you. If you like luxury travel or even just looking at amazing hotels to go to, this is the book for you. We also have discounted flights, room upgrades. Check it out, click the link and go get your book. Yeah, I mean, you can't, I've always said you can't hold on to someone by holding on. Yeah. If he wants to go, he'll go. Yeah. And actually it's quite a freeing statement because, you know, he should be the cherry, not your cake.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's like something I do on here all the time, which is I think women put so much, and men, by the way, you know, I always say it to Sergio sometimes because he loves to always be together, and sometimes I need to spread my wings, right? I know you two are the same. But let me see if you'd last a week together. Let's like even put you in a house and off
Maybe
you go.
we would hate each other. Maybe.
Literally, by the end of the day, you'd be bored rigid. You're over sipping a lot of coffee. But, you know, I do think, you know, there's this book that just came out. I've got to get it. I've got to get it for you. It's called Let Them. Let Them. Yeah, it's by, she's a big therapist. It's really famous. I'll send it to you. It's called Let Them. It's very interesting and I'm going to read it too. But, and you're going to read it. But the whole philosophy is, you know, people genuinely don't change. I mean, they change, but they'll grow. And the thing about Laurent is I may not change. I'm 49. Laurent is what, 30?
29.
29. You're 30. They've got a lot of growing to do. I think I've probably done most of mine. Some of it, maybe not. But, you know, I think that you can't change people. He's got a lot of growing to do. He's got to find exactly who he is without you even, right? Not just with you and his family, like who is he as a human, right? And I think that's a scary process for any wife to go through, any wife, you know, because you have given him all the tools, maybe.
And the babies.
The tools and the babies to be okay.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, sometimes we like them, we want to think that they're not okay and they need us.
Yeah.
And this facade and this like amazing life that you've built for yourselves. And there aren't many people that are able to do reality TV as long as any of us have.
Yeah.
There really aren't.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's so difficult to
It's so
hold
hard.
everything together.
Yeah, most people just leave it out. Or they're left out by production, or they're left out by themselves because it's just hard to hold on and continue and just accept over and over again the good stuff like the bad stuff. And it's really hard also when in your private life you have your ups
Well, you
and
don't have a
downs.
private life.
No, actually we don't. That's you see, that's one thing where
If you
I'm
want
saying
to be a good reality TV star, you can't have a private life. I
Yeah.
always say to people that come to me, should I do it? And I'm like, well, if you have any skeletons, I suggest you drop them all now because they're coming out.
they're coming out for sure. Yeah, we've went through so much. I don't know how we say in English, like bad buzz. That's what we say. Like, because, well, I was just literally sharing everything. And now I'm actually thinking, should I, in the future, keep stuff for myself? Or is this why people love me? You know, when you're a celebrity this long, you think, why do we love me? Why do people follow me? Why
Because of that, because you're authentic.
So is it because we're real?
Yeah. And that's what TV today is really missing. You know, there's so many set up shows. The thing I think that people always are looking to find things for all of us to keep going is because we're authentic. I really don't care what anybody thinks. I think that's your philosophy. As long as you're happy, which, you know, I think you need to find even you without the TV show. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whatever Laurent does, and we've just spent 20 minutes discussing whether he stays or goes or he becomes a different human, that's one thing. But I think to hold Laurent and to be the best mom and to be this reality TV star, I think you need to know who you are, which you haven't got to yet because you spent the last God knows how many years pushing out babies and running after him whilst filming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your head, you know, when you sit back, and I wonder if you did that, like at all, or while you were off, have you been able to sit back and go, what do I actually want?
Absolutely not. No, I've never done it.
Oh my God.
No.
Well, that should be your first thing.
Yeah,
You
I
should
know.
sit down with a piece of paper and go, what is my dream? Best case scenario, you and Laurent live happily ever after in this house. What is your next dream together? What are you doing? Like, living in a house isn't enough. Like, I would shoot myself looking at him. And then you know, worst case scenario, Laurent decides to spread his rings and fucks off somewhere. What does life look like for you? Who are you? So like, that's what I would start with. Like, who am I with or without my husband?
I think it's just so funny how people think that I'm just this powerful woman, 100% sure of herself.
Yeah.
She knows where she's going. And that's what people see of me, but it's not who I am. Because inside what you're saying is completely logic, but I never do it. Because why? I'm just scared of the truth. I'm scared to say to myself, okay, if something would happen, what would you be? Because, so true. Because I just literally think that I've never imagined this possible. You see what I mean? So for me, it's like we're top and tails, and we're just like a double piece on a hand, and we can't
Okay,
have our own lives.
forget him leaving. Maybe he's staying. But what are your interests without him?
Oh, okay. Well, we have a
Like,
different.
what makes you happy if Laurent like decides to go and spend the whole 2 days out? What are you going to do?
Oh, my love, you know that me, I'm a housewife. I love to be home. It's so unrealistic. And I know that now people that are going to listen to this in France are going to think, what the hell is she talking about? But this is true. When I'm not on cameras, the thing I love the most is being at home. Like staying at home, chilling at home, being with my kid, just seeing my few piece of friends sometimes or another. But I don't have this, these passions that people can have, that you have. You love to travel, you love to read, you love to do different activities, you're ready to try something crazy. I'm like everything except crazy. I'm just like, stay in your, you know what? I think it's just that I'm staying in my comfort zone where I feel that I'm okay. And when
You're
it's
not.
new,
I
I'm
mean,
scared.
like doing a TV show like this is so far out of your comfort zone. I can't tell you.
I'm born with it.
Which is hilarious.
I know.
Like doing reality TV is like literally standing on the edge of a cliff and jumping and going and hoping for the best, because you can never know the outcome with
never.
any audience of how you're going to be perceived.
Yeah.
Or from one minute you're loved and the next minute you're not.
Yeah.
And it's day to day. And that's why they always said to us, you can never rely on the show, right? Don't ever rely on the show. So I never thought of the show as my bread and butter. It was my platform, but it wasn't my bread and butter.
Yeah.
I
just feel that the cameras and my show is like my home. I'm just so used to it because maybe we were so young when we started this, and they've seen like every child pop out, that I don't have this thing saying like, okay, this is like, it's not my real life, this is crazy, this is not a normal life. When I'm in it, I just think it's completely normal.
So, when you started all this and when you go back to France, you feel like they love the family aspect. What is it about what do you think became so popular in France? What part of this, why you compared to anybody else in France?
I think it's first of all because we were maybe like one of the first celebrities in France to have kids. Everyone in TV shows in our country mostly don't have children because they're like, you have to flirt with one another, you have to go crazy, you have to cheat, you have to this. So they don't build families. I took the risk to make kids really young and build them in this TV show with us since always. And then because I've been often transparent on social media, and it's really hard for a celebrity to stand up and say, okay, this is going on in my life, this is going on in my life. Most of them that I know in my country are just completely fake. It's just about their image, what they look like, what people think about them, and in their real life, they have a whole different life. But my life and what I talk about mainly is a similar life. When they see me, we're not lying to them. Or you love me or you hate me, but what you see is true. So I think that's what made people have this heart for us, thinking like, oh, they're so young. At the same time, they were successful really fast. They got this completely different lifestyle suddenly, at the same time raising kids, and at the same time having like a couple relationship. Like being a couple, being a parent, and being at the celebrity at the same time, you know what it is. It's super hard. And just sharing all the real parts of each piece is something different. In my TV show, share the cameramans. I talk about them. They come in in the screen with me. I talk to them directly. They know everything that goes back. The back side is filmed as the front side.
Yeah, we don't.
So they love it. It's like really intimate. They know everything, each piece.
We have something called the fourth wall. So our cameramen aren't to be looked at, brought in,
you have to forget about them.
Yeah.
In TV in France, it's like this.
Yeah.
Except GLC.
And so do you feel like guilt ever from bringing your kids up on a show like this? Like, do you feel like you have been able to be a good mom in this situation with like always living like this, or, giving them this lifestyle?
I think for the moment they're still young. So it's been, okay.
Yeah.
I think for the moment they're so young. So it's been really easy. But when I met your sons last time, I was thinking, okay, so now they're growing up. Maybe one day they're actually going to say to me, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be on scene. So For the moment, let's say they're just used to it. It's their life. They're born in it. They've always seen this. So it's, let's say, normal. What you do at home is normal for a child. Now, what I'm thinking about, since I've met your kids, is like, actually, I've never thought about maybe one day Chelsea saying to me, I want to stop. I don't want to be in your show. So if she does say that to me, I would be completely fine as you. I'll just respect their own lives and say, okay, done. But for the moment, it's just their normal life for them.
But have they been in a situation where, like, obviously, maybe there are times that that people say awful things about you and Laurent, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, they're still very young, so maybe
Yeah.
it doesn't apply to you. Do you feel like they're going to hear all these things
Yeah.
and, you know?
We had one crazy story in France. I have my 4 kids. One of them has brown eyes. The 3 other ones have blue eyes.
Right.
There's been this massive rumor about London that he wasn't Laurent's son, that he didn't look like him, that he didn't have the same eye color. So it was horrible. And I was trying to justify this because I was like, oh my God, Chelsea and Caden can read. If they're on YouTube or whatever and they see this, they're going to like, why are they saying that London's not daddy's son? So we did on this season a DNA test on London to show that London's father
your
is
son.
Laurent, but not for the people, for him.
Yes.
It's like it's exclusively for him, because what the people think, I actually don't care. You try and tell the truth, they don't want to hear it. So just, okay, deal with it and just say whatever you want. But if he grows up and asks this for me, I want me to be able to give it to him, hand it over. Look, I don't know why they're silly like this, but your dad is your dad.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing, actually.
But I'm not in the age like yours. Like, they have a real opinion or friends talk to them about us. They're too small yet for the moment to know about it.
I mean, mine just find what we do, and I think, embarrassing when I go to school and things like that. But I don't know, parents ever cool. But mine have done it since I think they were 3.
When they started on TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now they're huge. And obviously you can't, I don't get involved. And ours is different because you're with other people, so I don't force. But I think it is, for the people out there, it's a double-edged sword, because I do feel it's also something that's very hard to come down from, because, you do get bitten by the stick of like wanting to go back afterwards.
Yeah.
And to continue some sort of life after TV. In the spotlight, it's hard to stand back and sort of, go, what next?
So what is your plan? Are you continuing, or what are you going to do?
I am in the middle of stuff, yeah, so we'll see.
So you're going back.
I like both. So I like to dip in and I like to dip out. I'm not as keen to do, conflict shows anymore as I did. I find it difficult. I feel like in the last year, and I said this to you, I've achieved so much more business-wise since I stepped back from that. And I get to choose a little bit more what I do, which is great. So look, the platform has given me an amazing amount of time. And that's why every friend that's ever asked me if they should do it, I'm like, 100% jump, but just know what you're going into.
Yeah.
And one of my girlfriends just started now, and they want me to go and pop in. And she's on one of the new shows in London. And every single day she calls me going, oh my God, my life is ruined. What do I say? What do I do? And I'm like, you need to get a pair of balls, or you're going to like die.
They're going to just
this is
eat
day
you.
one. I mean, this is like every day of the first week. I'm like, no, cut this line off.
Yeah.
I can't be here all day. And it's funny. I mean, and I guess, again, you don't have that, but you have a different type, because when your family cut you, it cuts deep.
Yeah, it cuts very deep.
I mean, what's the worst scenario you've had with your family on a show like this?
We have had many, but we had different types of bad time on the shows going on. We had one time Caden that drowned in the pool on the show.
Oh my God.
So we had to stop the show, but it was on TV. They had to explain why it was off. So basically people said that because we are doing the show, we're not taking care of our kids. So he was in coma for 3 weeks.
What?
So, yeah. It was crazy, and it was terrible for us because he was under control of a nanny that couldn't jump in the water because she was scared. And thanks God,
Filipinos don't swim.
yeah, thanks God, we managed to save him. He was in coma. He's alive, but people were horrible to me. I was in a hospital praying for him to come back to us, and at the same time, everywhere on TV, social media, everywhere, it was like they don't care properly of their kids because their son is going to die in a TV show. We've had the test with London, that was terrible too, when people were like suddenly saying that he's not Lauren's son. We've had massive moments of like terrible criticism on physical types, like because of religions, because of colors. This was some stuff that was quite bad for many of us in my family. As like one of my best friends, she's in the one only in our show. She is a black girl. She had so many racism on her. Like she was literally our monkey, you know, and it's not funny because she suffered so much. So yeah, it has their bad times and you have your good times, but I think that's what celebrity is about anyway.
So what made you decide to come back this time?
I think I went through a process where I was super down, and that's the only thing that I truly love is my cameras and my show, because I just grew up with it. And I was like, okay, so maybe instead of just hiding until waiting the famous day where you will feel like 100% confident again and go back for it, then why not just do it again and saying, okay, I don't feel comfortable anymore and I'm not confident anymore, but here I am. This is me, you know me, you've been flying with me over these 10 years on TV, 7 years in my show. Well, here I am today, and this is who I am at 33 years old.
I'm really excited for you.
Thank you.
I feel like they're going to see a completely new you, and you know, this is something that, a new powerful you maybe, and a new you with Laurent, you know, and you know, I'm really proud of you for doing it again, because it's not easy to do something like this, and it's not easy to put your life out there, especially with the level of fame you guys have, and especially him being so young, and you know, the push and pull you have. I'm sure, like I see women coming into his DMs and the things that they say, and you know, to them versus about us, and it's incredible that people think that they have the right to do that.
True. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. And I think putting it all out there is, as you said, it's very rare. It's very, very rare to do. And I think a lot of young girls will relate. I think that you have a lot to offer people. And so, you know, I will be watching.
Thank you, my love.
Tell everyone how they can see it, where they find you.
So basically, we're on TV in France starting next month on TF1. It's a national channel, but they also can see it online on replay on my TF1. And there's all the episodes, and they can just follow the GLC family.
Can we catch up?
Yes.
Oh, how exciting. Thank you so much,
my love, for
coming in. Oh, it's been a pleasure.
I love you, and you know how much I'm grateful to be your friend and how much I admire you. And by the way, I just want to say to these guys that they don't know how much you're an amazing woman, really. You're one of the most beautiful girls I've met this year.
Oh,
really.
don't. I'm going to have to hug you, and I don't give hugs. I know, don't. Oh, bless. She's going to make me cry, and I don't cry, and I don't give hugs. Thank God I'm not sitting next to her. Right.
Something that you learn along your career, something that you learn along your career, and then like what's like
Okay.
some questions that
It's very hot in here too.
know you a little bit.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got some questions, kind of like, you know,
Okay.
advice and things.
Okay. 3. Oh, you're so beautiful. 3, for someone getting into this, and I know this is a tough time for you, Jazz. I know that it's like, you know, but I do think that doing something like this, what are the 3 pieces of advice you'd give to young girls? Because I mean, a lot of people want to be a reality star, and they only see the good side. I scream about it all the time, going, careful what you wish for, because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
What would you say your 3 pieces of advice to survive reality TV, to get through, you know, life as it were?
I think the first thing, if you want to be an influencer or a celebrity, is to be really surrounded by good people, have a good family, good friends to support you, because you can go through some tough time.
And that, by the way, that sounds obvious to most people, but it's not easy. Yeah. And most people, when you become a reality star, want to get into your life to either get on your show, and then when they get on their show, they use everything that they've learned about you against you. So that is very, very important. It's very lonely as a reality star, because people are, you know, the opportunists.
They are. I would say also to not look too much on social media what we say about you, because you should be like 100% confident to take this risk. And second of all, don't make it the priority of your life. It should be an option, not a priority.
Thank you, Jazz. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
You're absolutely right. And anyone out there, listen hard to her because it's a double-edged sword. Thank you for listening to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored with Caroline Stanbury. And don't forget to subscribe.